Yo, what's up, guys? Here is a public service announcement from yours truly. All right, let's start out. So there's a lot of commentary out there and a lot of like pointing fingers and all this good type of stuff that you know gals making noise and dudes on the internet and all this like rubbish and nonsense. Um, just remember every time you kind of repost something or point fingers or have a lot to say, examine your own life. So you guys, what you need to all do, and me included, and I'm doing it, man. It's a lifelong journey. The only way that you're going to make a difference in anything is by getting your house in order. So how do you get your house in order? First, you got to get yourself in order. It's a step-by-step process. Because if you're just like, hey, I'm going to get my house in order and I'm going to go adopt this set of criteria and dump it upon everyone in my house, in my realm, and do as I say, not as I do, the whole thing is done. You're just a big fat liar, and everyone will see through that, and you're a tyrant, and it's disgusting, right? That's not how you get your house in order. First, you got to get yourself in order. So how do you do that? And this thought process was from a conversation I just had this weekend. So I sat down with a guy. Actually, I sat down with three different people, and they're all doing the same thing, right? Because birds of a feather flock together. They're all doing the 75 hard business. And I was like, all right, you know, I haven't really heard of it. I don't know what it is. So I started asking a question like, what is this? And like, hey, you do this and you do that, and two workouts a day. One has to be outside. You have to read personal development. I'm like, hey, what are you reading? All good, right? Hey, what happened after 75 hard? Yeah, I just finished. I lost 31 pounds, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. I'm not making an advertisement for 75 hard, by the way, guys. I think it's, here's what I think about situations like that. I truly, 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 truly believe in my heart, 100%, that programs like 75 hard are probably fair as a jump start. But here's the kicker: it's a bought and paid for experience, right? It's like going on like a retreat or doing like a 90-day thing or your 75 hard thing. It's not, it's a, it's an experience. Like you're paying for an experience. It's the same thing. It's very similar. It falls in line of the dudes everybody likes to criticize, getting yelled at in like boot camp things for an $18,000 week. That's what it is. It's an experience. Like you're paying money for an experience because you're longing to get out of your terrible dungeon of a life. And that's the truth, right? You're unhappy. So what it's saying is, hey, it gets you out of this situation, but you didn't fix the situation at home. You didn't fix your realm. You're not keeping up your house. You're not building your household. So start thinking about this, guys. Like, I think it's fine to jumpstart. I think I have personally better ideas. That's whatever. You can go. I'm gonna be putting out like a PDF of like kind of what I do. My workouts are like 30 minutes and 35 minutes, 40 minutes at best, and Monday through Friday, blah blah blah. I got my whole regiment, but my regiment's sustainable, right? I built it into my life. I built it into before kids, before a wife. It's an evolution, right? I have periods of evolutions. I don't mean evolution as in like biological, like evolutions. You do kind of the same thing, but you do it in evolutions, and you just keep doing it. And I've been doing the same thing for 24, 25 years. It's probably like 25 years this month. Anyway, point of the story is that you can do the 75 hard, you can do all this stuff, blah, 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 and brave about it and post your pictures and tell everybody. And you probably feel good. And maybe it changes the lives of some far few between guys. But really what you need to do is you need to go on the grind. You need to go on the full on suffering warpath. Every single day is suffering. You need to rebuild your house. Because the 75 hard, any of these programs remove you from your kind of day-to-day operations, right? They take you out of the grind of the stupidity that you've been doing, right? They say, don't use the internet, don't use this, blah, blah, blah. It like sucks you out, but it sucks you out for an end. So you need to have no end in sight. End is death, right? That should be your end. When you can't stop going anymore, when your body says, I'm done, when your routine says, I'm done, like your lights go out, you actually close your eyes and take your last breath. That's the real end. That's the real hard. 75 hard is like it's the retreat version. It's light. It's light version. And the other problem is it just takes you out of the situation that you should be doing without the program itself. And you knuckleheads, all you have to do is the same thing that I've done and countless men have done throughout history is you can quickly make a list. If I told you to shut your phone off right now, shut your laptop off, and sit with a pen in front of a piece of paper and don't do anything, just sit there. Just sit there for like, I don't even know, like 12 minutes. And think very critically of like all the stuff that you do that you know you shouldn't be doing that is effing your house. You're going to come up with a real quick list. 12 minutes is going to go by too quickly for you because you're going to write too many things down. And if you can't do that, then you're probably sick in the head. Something's wrong with you. You can't see your life for what it is. And that's the best start. And if you were to sit down for 12 minutes and make that list of all the things that you know you shouldn't be doing and the things that you know you should be doing for 12 minutes, your whole life is going to change. Everything about you is going to start to change. Now, here's the other thing. You need to take responsibility of your own decisions and not put blame on anything. Like, that's a masculine thing to do. That's what makes you a man. Like, you take ownership over all your stuff. You don't say, well, my wife, well, my job, well, the economy, well, my kids, well, my house, well, my mortgage, well, if I didn't have this car payment, well, whose car payment is it? Whose house is it? Whose life is it? Whose religion is it? Come on. Whose economy is it? Like, it's funny when people can kind of make themselves up, down, or sideways. They could figure it out. That is what makes you a man. That stuff starts to make you a man when you're taking personal responsibility and you're not falling into the like lethargic victimhood. That's pretty gross. And listen, guys, I'm talking as much to myself as I am to anybody. Like, I live this way. I blamed everybody. I blamed circumstances. I blamed my wife. I've done it all. You know what happens when you do that? You take no responsibility. You resent everything around you. You are a giant, you know what? Like, you're just a weak, giant, complaining victim, and it stinks of pure disgustingness. It makes me sick. It makes me sick to think I was like that. It makes me sick for the other guys. All right, so let's talk about this. So you make that list, get that thing going, whatever. Just set your timer. Just set it. Get the stupid watch, right? I got the actual stupid watch. It's a Casio. Cost like $19, right? It used to cost like whatever, $9.99, but they jacked it up. Anyway, I digress. So set your analog timer and sit there for 12 minutes and just do it. Make a column A and a column B. All the stuff that you shouldn't be doing, all the stuff that you know you should be doing, and that gives you a good start. And from there, you'll discover a lot more things that need correcting. Because when you build your house and you start to build it correctly, that means you have to correct yourself. Otherwise, you will be a tyrant, right? A tyrant gets no real respect. A tyrant just gets feared. And those are people that hang on to power and will use anything necessary. They don't necessarily get power organically. They're trying to retain it by fear, like a dictator. That's a bad way to be, like Plato's Republic, right? Those people live in fear their whole lives. And that's in itself unmasculine and gross at the same time. It's pathetic. It's I can't even use the words because YouTube will start to slight my videos as they already are because I'm the funny thing is language, right? You guys curb language. So I'm going to work within your bounds, right? YouTube. Anyway, so get that list. Start to organize yourself. You don't need to lead your house like a tyrant, but you need to correct your house. That means you're going to look at like, baggage you got when you're going to drop that stuff off. Like what I don't care about like how you were raised, your parents, your broken home, your unbroken home, or poor you. Everyone has a poor you story. Every guy out there has a poor you story, from the richest of the rich kid to the poorest of the poor kid and the broken house to somebody that had terrible times. Everybody has that victim story. Everybody can tell you, boo hoo is me. Let me tell you my victim story. I could tell you guys all the victim stories you want. I got one, my wife's got one, everybody's got one. Who cares? Everyone has some sort of story. No one got out. Life is tough, right? That's the truth of it. Life is hard for just about everybody, and it's hard in completely different ways. So first, you take that ownership. You start correcting your life one by one, doing the things you should be doing, not doing the things you shouldn't be doing. You don't need any like gurus or motivation. You just need your own mind and to shame yourself into oblivion for your poor choices. Luckily for me, my kind of manning up went through the Holy Catholic Church and through discipline of going to confession, the sacraments, and kind of really molding my life around a set of guidelines. I didn't put those guidelines on somebody else first, right? I started internalizing those guidelines, and then I started the process. I went to the confession. I found the confessor. I found somebody that would tell me the truth. If I committed something terrible, they would say, this is terrible. They would let me know, you can't come back and do this again. This is disgusting behavior. Not in those words, but, more like, I don't know, like judgmental, but merciful, but serious words. You gotta find that out for yourself. But I was lucky to have that situation for myself. So when I was down and out and at the bottom, I had the confessional to kind of start fixing that up. And I could make that list easily right now. I could make a list today if I sat down for 12 minutes of things that I should be doing and things that I shouldn't be doing real fast. Still to this day. And like that list will be way different. So the point of everything that I'm telling you guys is start taking ownership of yourself. That way you will be able to fix your house. All those things that you need to fix in your house. Let go of the baggage from your victimhood stuff. You got to just drop that. Just think about it like mentally like this. It's actual bags or it's chains. There are chains around you. Take them off. Like physically you can let go of those chains. The other thing, dudes, is what you can do with chains is you can take a hold of those chains like this. You could drag those things out of your own self, like mentally, like drag them out of you. Drag out your poor behavior. Drag it out. For me, I would drag that stuff out, get to the confessional, fix myself completely, get kind of right with God. Because the truth is when you start getting right with God, you follow the commandments, your life changes so fast. Your house gets ordered very quickly. Your life gets ordered, and then your house starts to quickly fall in order. And it's not easy. You're going to get pushback. Trust me on this one. It is not comfortable, but when you know it's true and you're doing it, it doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is. You just keep standing there and you don't compromise, because that's what men do. When something is true and something is real, you don't compromise. You just keep going at it. Somebody's like, oh, I heard going to the gym is bad for you. Whatever. I'm going to keep going. Oh, la, 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 la. Yo, your religion, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I don't care if you don't agree with like one point of like my religion or even a couple. And it's usually the same thing. It's usually the stuff on the 6th and the 9th commandment. It's always a problem for everybody. Guess what? It's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. So it's going to be a problem for you too. But you know what? You don't surrender it or compromise it. You kind of stand up and walk through it. That's what men do. They get armored up and they walk through it. You order your life, your house starts to fall in order. You don't live like a tyrant. Basically, you live as a good king ruling your house. You know what a good king gets? A good king takes on all of the responsibility when things go terribly wrong. When things go wrong, it is all on your shoulders. You are the cause of those things going wrong. Not a lot of guys are going to tell you that. No one's really going to tell you that. You are the cause when things go wrong. Everything in your life, your marriage, your kids, their misbehavior, how your parents interact with you or don't interact with you, your siblings, your job, like all of it is on your shoulders. When things go wrong in your life, it is on your shoulders and you have to carry it. Think about that burden. What do burdens do? If you're going to put a burden on my back, I'm going to go up a mountain and my legs are going to get like cut out of steel. Think about that mentally, guys. If something's going to try to chain me by some sort of, sin or mortal sin, I am going to either take off those chains or drag that thing out by the chains. I'm going to take hold of those chains and drag it out. Think about that. I'm going to shame myself into oblivion to make sure that I grind it out and do what I should be doing. Don't aim to be happy, aim to be capable. Happiness is BS. It's all a pile of giant rubbish. I am happy these times. I can't even tell you. I can't even say it's happy. I would say it's just glimmers of actual true peacefulness. Like a different, it's not happy, it's not pleasure. It's like a peacefulness. And you can only get that peacefulness if you correct you start to get your house in order and you stand for something. Not something you made up or you got gurued into, like something true, something real, like religion, guys, like religion, not like the religion like you make it up, not like the feel good stuff, like some Joel Osteen or something like that. I don't know anything about that guy. I just know it's like a lot of that. Not that, not compromising, not bending to collect money, not bowing down to something that is not God, but living under those commandments, ordering your life appropriately, knowing that as sovereign of your house, you need to be sovereign of yourself. You need to have a sovereign above you, right? That's God, right? There has to be an order put upon you by a higher power. And so what I was saying before is when that happens, all of the faults are on you. And guess what? All of the successes of your house, you got to dole that credit out. You can't walk around like, big dog on campus. You got to dole out that credit. And you got to be generous about it too. You got to be charitable when you dole out that credit. That's the tough part. You know damn well that you ordered that whole thing and that's up to you. But the benefits of that order is going to be your wife and your children, right? Because your sons and your daughters are going to see that. And that's how they're going to order their lives. That's how they're going to start to order it. They're going to know that like, this was my husband's doing. This was his doing. He's organizing his life. He is taking leadership and ownership of everything. And he has praised me for something that in part, I know I wasn't 100% responsible for, right? But you got to do that as a man. You got to kind of give that to them. They'll know that. You'll know that. It's kind of an unspoken thing. But you got to kind of share it, right? You're sharing the kill. You're the man. You're going on the hunt. You've been gone for like a week. It's snowing on you. Your feet are frozen. You're with a band of hunters. Your spears are all jacked up. You can't make a fire because it's been raining and snowing at the same time. And you're on the hunt and you haven't eaten for a week. And guess what you have to do at the end of it? You have to bring back that kill. And you got to bring it back and you got to share it with everybody else. You got to say, look, I have brought this back for you. Eat. So you need to do this, guys. This is my public service announcement. If you like what I have to say, subscribe to my channel. This is a long video. Um, Subscribe. Email me for that PDF. I'll put my email on the bottom. I'm busy doing one on like marriage. I'm busy doing one on kind of how I work out, what I do. I'm busy doing one how you guys can start taking responsibility and things that your wife or girlfriend might be doing to you that kind of degrade you as a man. Kind of those signs, so to speak, that you are being degraded as a man. And subscribe to my channel, share it. Otherwise, YouTube keeps me very quiet. It seems like whenever you speak about men being responsible, taking ownership, ruling themselves, being ruled by God, ruling their households, leading their families, being good, being holy, being virtuous, they like to keep that stuff quiet. So I'll work within the confines of these powers for now until they change. And they will change because it takes one guy at a time. And I know you guys will start doing it, and I'm doing it, and people around me I'm calling out, so they start doing it, and that makes a whole uprising. The tide is turning. That's it. Bye.